How you doing, everybody? Paul Gagnon here from Flying Colors Painting, and this is In the Trenches. I think this is episode 22 in the books, and it is the beginning of March. It's the 2nd of March, 2026. And just checking in with everybody and going over a couple of things in this episode here. I think the first thing I'm going to talk about is boredom. This has been a really long winter. There's been snow on the ground since, I guess, the beginning of December, and it was pretty cold and all through November. So, and we've got dumped on like lots. There's probably 2 feet of snow, and I mean, we've had some days above zeros, like 10 degrees this weekend, and even with that warm temperatures, the snow's not going away fast enough for me. And, we get inside our brains. I don't know. It's my off season. I don't, I'm not terribly busy. I'm booking work for the spring right now, but I mean, I haven't worked in at least a week, and up and coming, probably not going to be doing much before next week. So we got another week off, and it's just time in my head. You know what I mean? And right now, the ground's frozen. That's my main marketing tool is putting out signs and stuff, and I've probably got about 75 signs ready to put out in medians, but I can't put anything out until the thaw. They have to stick into the ground, otherwise it's like they're just going to be laying around in 2 weeks. But like most people, I want things now. It's like I got a hard time waiting. Not a hard time. I need to breathe and accept the things I cannot change, which is the weather, right? What have I been doing? Trying to generate some business. Sending out emails and newsletters. I'm due for another round of newsletters. I'll get ChatGPT to make one up, and I'll send it to my 400 plus old clients. And you know what? It's if anything, if they got something coming up, they'll think of me. So, and I've got a real estate list as well. Probably another 200 real estate agents that I've just gone online and gotten their email addresses, and I send them stuff too. But occasionally one of them will bite or whatever, but it is what it is. Home Stars now is just everybody's jumping on Home Stars, like all the my competition is just like I'm bidding stuff that I'm pretty selective about what I pick from Home Stars because they're always asking $104. It's a full-on house, $104. There's 9 guys bidding on it, and 6 of them have been shortlisted. So they're receiving 6 estimates, and not that I don't think that I can stand out on them. It's just I don't know. It's it's this winter's long. I guess I just need a kick in the ass or a motivator or something. But I don't know. And I'm trying to stretch out a dollar here as well too. I've got 2 really big jobs that I sold. One is 13 grand. That's a pretty big house. And that starts in mid August, April, I should say. And I've got another house, like a townhouse out in Gatineau that I'm doing, which is probably worth 9 grand, in on April 15th as well too. So April's really going to be busy, and I've got a couple of exterior jobs. One is my neighbor next door, and I have another exterior job downtown also. It'll probably be towards the end of April, I guess, maybe the first little bit of May. And next week I've got a den and a dining room to do, and then I've got a wallpaper removal and vinyl installation the week after that. So, but right now I'm going stir crazy a little bit, and you know what? It happens to us. one thing that I like to do in the wintertime is, I get my business plan going, my master business plan. I sort out what my budgets and all that sort of stuff are. There's only so much of that you can really do. What I also like to do is and I improve my business, but also my personal life by making a list of stuff I don't like in my life right now and in my business, and like kind of like aggravation points and trying to fix it, or at least recognizing it. In my life and in my business life, I don't have all the answers. And that I need to keep reminding myself that. I need to be humble and know that I don't know everything. And so there's some stuff, that I go through that, it happened twice in the last week. In my Paint Scout contract creation software, I put in. I have a line item that says what the deposit is, just 33%. But in my contract terms at the bottom, it says 25%, and it's old, and I haven't updated that, and it's been bugging me. And it was on my list, and I was like, okay, now I've gone in and I wrote that down, and I changed that. So just basically stuff that's bugging me that isn't right, and I went through all my production rates, and I'm coming up a little bit high on ceilings with stipple. It's like, and I'll look at that and I'll fuck around and say, okay, a 10 by 12 room, let's put it at this rate. And what is it? Another thing that happens too is my wall rates are the same, but when I do powder rooms or bathrooms, there's so much cutting. You're going around friggin' towel racks. You're doing toilet paper dispensers and all that sort of stuff, and in behind toilets, it all takes time. And it bothered me that my powder rooms are coming out, even doing trim, at like $220, which is way low. Because to do a powder room in 2 coats, you get all that cutting. You're on your knees, you're behind toilets, you're taking lids off. I jacked up that rate by almost double on what the wall rate is, because a powder room should be $450 thereabouts to do it including the door. So that bothered me, and it was on my list. And anything that bugs me, I try to make a list on personal stuff, relationship stuff, job handoffs, organizing my master business plan, doing scheduling, stuff on my truck. My license plate light's been out for a long time, and it's been bothering the shit out of me, and my other one went out. Now they're both out. And it's just like, okay, so I get online, I figure out how to change out those particular bulbs, and I did it, and it's like, stuff that is unfinished in my life. So I have a gazebo that I built last year, and I don't have screens for them. So I went out and I in my garage, I built my screens. I made a little video about it and put it on my not my website, but on my YouTube channel, about building these things. And, I ordered the screen, I ordered the spline, I cut my little grooves, I put the spline and the screen in, and I cut the screen, and I filmed it all. And you know what? It was just, I was chit-chatting the way we're chit-chatting now about, life, and listening to some good tunes in the background. And it was a nice little video to put around. But this kind of things that's just like boredom. It's the middle of winter, and I need stuff to occupy my brain. You can only clean your house so many times. So finishing projects, maybe planning on some new ones this year. I'm not sure what I'm doing this year around my house, for example. my next little thing that I got to do, I got to build a screen door out of cedar because to match the same cedar I used on my gazebo. And screen doors, I never did one of them before, but I'll have some fun doing that. I got to go get some material for that. But you know, I gotta, as a business owner and in personal life, you gotta ask yourself a bunch of questions around your life. What don't you like? What do you like? What works? What doesn't work? What can I fix? You know, do I need to contact someone that knows this stuff? Right now I switched from corporate identity last year to a personal identity, like a sole proprietorship, and my taxes are all fucked up because now everything is me, and so I've been doing my own books in QuickBooks, but I don't know how to do taxes. I don't know. I need to be humble. I'm asking questions. I reached out to the person that does my personal taxes, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But she did them for me years ago, before 2015. And she's going to look back on how she did them before and see if she can, if not, then I can go to a personal, I can go to an accountant and just get them to do it. I have the guys that I used before, but those are you got to ask yourself those questions. You know, I ask a lot of questions in my life now. Um, you know, just about everything, relationships, what's going to make me happy, what's bugging me, my bothering aggravation list almost. you know I'm looking at my business so far this year, and it's been quiet, but it's way busier than last year. But so I'm at 48K this year for the first 2 months of this year, which is fucking pretty good for being kind of dead. And in comparison, last year at this time I was at 11K. It was sad last year. It was a bad year. I had a total year last year of like 247K, and this year I hope to double it, or at least do 400K. Double would be better. 500 would be nice. 400 would be fine as well too. But what I did do last year, even though my numbers were low, I concentrated on bringing my profit margin up. So my gross profit last year in total was 56%, which is good. So after expenses, after paying my staff or paying my guys and buying materials on jobs, I was left with 56%. So I was spending 44% on average, which is fantastic. My prices are higher, so that's where it needs to be. And however, what I did last year was I took on a lot of the work myself. It was like, okay, we're getting back to basics here, and I was really watching what I was spending on subcontractors. I did whatever work I could do as well. So there was, I kept my guys, my subcontractor crew fairly busy, but that's what I kind of worked on last year, and that's why my profit margins are good. This winter, the exact same thing. I did some work myself. I took a couple of guys on, just my winter kind of crew, and then with the bigger jobs that are coming up here, I haven't quite figured out what to do. I'm probably going to sub one of them out, the ones that are starting in April. I'll sub one out, probably the one in Gatineau, and then I'll take care of the one in here in Ottawa. With probably 3 guys, I guess. Myself plus 3 guys. And we'll bang it out in a week and we'll be done, So that's kind of what I've been doing. My margin so far is 56%. So it's good in this last 2 months. So yeah, just getting a little stir crazy, and trying to figure out what I want to do this year as a sort of side projects at my house. Um, you know, um, I was planning on doing my driveway, and which could be done, But there's some other stuff that need to get done before that that are more important. One of the things is a roof. I don't need a full roof. I just need to repair some areas in my roof that we bought this house off of this guy, and he was just not good for anything. This guy was he puts himself as some kind of handyman, but holy fuck, man. He put the roof on without any ridge capping, or not ridge capping, step flashing, I should say. So it goes up the roof. There should be a piece of metal underneath it to divert the water, but he just doesn't have any metal there at all. And I got a rain shower in the spring coming out of one of my light sockets going up the stairway in my back stairs. And it's just like, fuck, I got to get this fixed. So I got a guy come and look at it, and he's going to do it for $700. And it's just like, wow, you don't need to take the roof off? And he's like, no, your roof looks good. Your shingles are all right. Just, I may need to replace some underwood, that's there. It's probably fucking black like crazy and, marshmallow soft. So he's probably going to have to take off a section, maybe 4 feet by 8 feet, maybe. And replace the wood that's underneath the shingles, and then reapply new shingles there. But he said he can blend it in pretty good, and he's going to put the that step flashing stuff going up both sides of the slope going on my house. So I got that coming in, and like I said, that's $700, which is nothing. But I'm looking at all the trees, and I'm looking out my window here now, and I've got some tree issues, and I think I'm going to spend some money and get an actual driving lift and a couple of guys to help me. I'm gonna chainsaw off the limbs and then take down the trees, or at least get them down to like 20 feet so that I can probably fell them in next winter, which is the best time to do that without damaging my backyard too much. When everything's frozen, it's better, and then I'll just have a big ass bonfire and start, have a little steak dinner, steak barbecue for the boys. Just bring them in for a day, and everybody will be sawing wood. So that came up, and that's probably going to cost. It'd probably be $1,500 for the lift. I'm gonna want to have it for a few days. Like, it's gonna take like several days to do it. So probably 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I'll pick a stretch where it's kind of nice, and fit that in. So I need to do that, and I'm thinking maybe I'll put some gardens in at the front first before I do any kind of paving work. So maybe do a little interlock going to the front door, but. So those are the kind of things that I can plan for, and that's what this time is for. But it's still, it's still kind of boring. It's you can only do so much without being super busy, and I'm kind of ADD a little bit. And I'm just rolling with the punches too. I'm in the trenches like anyone else who's in business for themselves. And what do we say? It's just the way it is with downtime. Downtime is like, yeah, it's nice to have some spare time, but you really gotta. I don't know. I play Halo a lot. I like to take a break, and that just keeps my brain occupied. Video games, right? So, one of the good things that we have done. My wife and I both work in Ottawa, and we live in Brockville. So we got a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's nice. It's high up, and it's overlooking the Ottawa River. And so that's coming up this month as well too. So we're gonna be moving a bunch of shit in there and making it nice, and just having a place during the week where my wife can stay, because she works in Ottawa. And like I said, if I want to plan some stuff around there and drop in, do a job in the morning and drop in the afternoon and just take a rest and then head back to Brockville, I got a place to kind of chill out and to hang out, which is nice. So that's kind of nice, and we'll probably I'll probably go in there and paint the place up as well too. And so there's stuff to do. And one of my mom's friends, she's a really nice lady. I'm gonna go paint her kitchen within the next couple of weeks as well too. So there is stuff to do, but we get some slow periods, and it can be kind of frustrating, especially if you're like me. And I like getting in the groove in the springtime. I fucking love it. It's like, okay, I'm going here, there, this, that, setting up this job, going to the paint store, going to get this, get that, hand off the job to the and that's the way I operate. And now it's just, let's get ready for that. So, scheduling and planning and communicating with the clients, that's all the stuff that I can fine tune right now. So that's about all I got for you. I will check in with you in a few weeks, and like I said, I'm there with you. I'm in the trenches, and I'm learning as I go. But I've got a pretty good foundation now, and we're just chugging away. I'm just trying to make a company that everybody loves, including myself, and especially my clients and all my employees. Everybody's going to love it. And you know what? It's working. It works so far. You do things to make yourself better and to make your employees better and to make your clients happy. Everybody gets happy. So Paul, Flying Colors Painting, we are in the trenches. That's how we roll.